how can a Minecraft server with over 30 million unique players just disappear? For years, Mineplex was the biggest server in Minecraft, but by 2023, the server had lost over 95% of its player base. Then, without warning, it shut down forever. But now, Mineplex is coming back under completely different management. So what does this mean for its future after its 13-year decline? To understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. This is Mineplex's last chance.
Oh, your boy! We are back on Mineplex. No! Like a battle!
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wolves here.
Like it. Oh, gee.
Medikit.
Bum, bum, bum. Before we dive in, I'm trying to hit 50k by the end of the year, so if you end up enjoying, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and it's free and you can always change your mind later. Mineplex released in early 2013 and quickly became a pioneer of the golden age for Minecraft minigame servers. It was immediately popular. New game modes were constantly being released, millions of players were joining, but behind the scenes, countless internal problems began slowly chipping away at the server's relatively newfound success. Games were being thrown together as quickly as possible with almost no testing or long-term planning beforehand, which allowed countless technical issues to get baked into Mineplex's core foundation right from the start. Former lead staff member T3 Hero described it as, there was no 5-year plan, not even a plan for what's going to happen a month from release. The idea was just to build Minecraft minigames as fast as you could before players get bored, leave, and never come back. There was also no long-term support or solution for the ever-growing disorganized code base that supported every minigame on the server. Despite all of this going on, Mineplex continued to grow, and by late 2014, Mineplex was generating millions of dollars yearly by selling pay-to-win items, until Mojang released the new Minecraft EULA, which literally just destroyed Mineplex's main source of income by no longer allowing servers to sell any items that granted any type of gameplay advantage. This cut the server's revenue by over 80% immediately, and rival servers were just getting bigger. Despite this major setback, Mineplex reached its absolute peak 1 year later. On October 16, 2015, Mineplex broke the all-time concurrent player record for a Minecraft server with over 43,000 players online. So after all the problems, things were still looking good for the server, right? Yeah, no. In the years that followed, Mineplex was stuck in a self-destructive cycle. Player counts were declining, so new games were rushed out to attract attention despite their quality. But they all failed to do so, which led to even more games being rushed into development. Millions of players were still coming in, but fewer and fewer were sticking around. Then, in late 2017, many of the server's admins and developers were fired or left on their own, which meant only a handful of the original team members remained. The remaining staff quickly became extremely disconnected from the community. More low-quality games were added, hardly any of them gained any traction, while that code base just kept growing and growing until it became impossible to ignore. Because of this, the entire server began to experience constant lag issues. No matter what lobby or game you were in, you would just lag all the time. Understandably, over the next few years, the player count dropped steadily from a couple thousand to a couple hundred to a couple dozen. By 2023, Mineplex had lost over 99.9% of its player base. And then, on May 11th, 2023, the server suddenly went offline. But soon after this, it was announced the shutdown was permanent. The remaining staff and community alike had no idea this was coming, and it just looked like that was it for Mineplex. But only 2 weeks later, a former staff member, Samito D, announced he'd purchased 100% of Mineplex and intended on bringing the server back to its former glory, despite all of its problems. He brought back old staff members, promised clean code within old and new game modes, and was in constant open contact with the community, which gave players hope for the first time in literally years. But like every positive thing to do with Mineplex, this didn't last long. In late 2023, Samito announced a closed beta for his new and improved Mineplex, but it would cost players at least $10 each to access it. Hundreds, if not thousands of players purchased access, but then literally nothing happened. A whole year went by until the closed beta was available, and immediately players were beyond disappointed. After all that waiting, all Samito had to offer was a poorly made, slightly altered version of Mineplex. Nothing crazy had changed, and the server felt nearly the exact same as the original did. The lobby was pretty much the same, just watered down. There were hardly even any games available to play, and not enough people to fill lobbies pretty much from day one because of how disappointing this relaunch was for the community. After this, another 2 years went by, and nothing really changed for the better. Until on March 30th, 2026, when it was announced that a completely new group had acquired Mineplex from Samito. The new owners, James, Flamehead, and Oro, aren't just random people though. They are longtime members of the Mineplex community, and at one point even staff members on the server. I'm not joking when I say this, but these guys communicated more about the server's future in 2 5-minute YouTube videos than Samito and the original owners did in a combined 13 years. They immediately announced their plans to bring back classic Mineplex experiences while modernizing them for the current Minecraft versions, while also adding their own fresh, well thought out ideas. They said the server is going to be available in 1.8 and modern versions, but most new game modes will be developed in newer versions so they have access to all the tools modern Minecraft has to offer, rather than being stuck in 1.8 purgatory. They mentioned instead of having separate Java and Bedrock servers, they will be enabling crossplay on the Java server so everyone can play together, and so they only have to monitor and update one server, not two. And most importantly, they are making a point of maintaining an open stream of communication with the community, while also striving for community-driven updates through player feedback. And as of 2 weeks ago, they finally announced the official public return date of Mineplex, June 12th, 2026. But will any of this actually even be enough? Maybe. There's a few main factors to this. The Mineplex name genuinely carries so much like trauma and baggage for Minecraft players, so I completely understand why people are skeptical of the server's now like third life. Also, Minecraft multiplayer servers just aren't really that popular anymore. Across the board, they've all seen at least an 85% drop in player counts, which sounds crazy, but it makes sense. Most game modes these servers have to offer have been around for years and have run their natural course of interest from the community, and new modes naturally just don't get the same traction as old ones did back in the day. Also, Minecraft content has completely changed from what it was back in like 2015, which could have major implications for Mineplex. Minigame videos used to get millions of views, but today the content landscape is completely different for this game. To get that amount of views regularly nowadays, you either have to be part of a popular SMP, be extremely original in a niche, super famous, or just have to be, Mr. Beast? Multiplayer gameplay just doesn't cut it anymore, which may lead to a lot less eyes on this server. So is Mineplex actually back? I have no idea. Minecraft multiplayer isn't what it used to be, and expecting the server to suddenly pull tens of thousands of players every day just isn't realistic anymore. But that shouldn't be what success looks like for Mineplex in 2026. The server's public launch day, however, is going to be huge. Thousands of players are going to log in just for the nostalgia alone. But what matters most is what happens after that. You need to keep those old and new players coming back, not just for the opening day. They need to build a solid, stable community for this server, because at the end of the day, that'll be its real backbone and main advocate. Overall, Mineplex will have to defy all of the odds to truly succeed again. But honestly, from everything I've seen from these new owners, they might actually be the ones to finally do this server some justice and return it to some semblance of normalcy. They are genuinely invested in bringing this server back, and there are thousands of people behind them waiting for its return. And I honestly just hope everything goes well for them. This server more than deserves some stability for the first time in its history. The community deserves real, passionate owners, and they finally seem to have found them. So with that being said, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what's next for Mineplex. But until then, all we have is hope. Just please bring back Castle Siege though. I want to play that like one more time and I'll be happy. Once again, if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It really helps the video in the algorithm. Also, write down your thoughts in the comments. I want to see how you guys feel about Mineplex coming back. And thank you for 25K. I hope to see you all again soon. Peace.